now by Twins catcher Kurt Suzuki. Kurt, how are you today?
Good, thank you.
Good. You know, the batter's interference play that you guys had to close out the sweep against Kansas City last Sunday, have you ever been involved in a game that ended like that?
No, I mean, game period with it, not just ended, but that's the first time I've ever been involved or saw anything like that.
Mm-hmm. What was the reaction of the team like that? I mean, there was a pop fly, and then it just drops down. You think you're going to keep playing, and all of a sudden the game's over. What's the reaction of the team when the game ends that way?
Well, you're surprised. I was surprised. I was kind of more pissed off that the ball dropped, but it worked out well.
You know, the Twins acquired Ricky Nolasco and Phil Hughes and then re-signed Mike Pelfrey to help upgrade the rotation. But, of course, there were struggles early on. They only had one quality start. Hadn't been a game where they'd given up 3 runs or less in a single game. Then the Royals came to town. Over this past weekend, the Twins posted back-to-back one-run games, had the series sweep. How important was that for the rotation to string a few strong starts together, and then for the team to kind of get a pick-me-up of sorts after a tough series with the A's?
It was definitely nice. For a pick-me-up against, getting swept by Oakland. That was always tough, anytime you get swept. But, it was early in the season. I mean, first couple starts, I think if it was a little later in the year and, everybody kind of was settled in earlier and things kind of went, got a little rough a little bit, I don't think it would be as magnified. But at the same time, they're veterans, they know what they have to do, and, you knew they were going to get on track.
Speaking of your former club, Oakland, Glenn Perkins and Josh Donaldson got a little bit of a shouting match back and forth last week. The bench is cleared, of course, no punches are thrown. But when that happens and you're on the field or in the dugout, what thoughts run through your mind when you see that the benches are about to clear?
Well, it depends on the situation. That was kind of a situation where, it was just kind of one of those things where just in the heat of the moment, maybe, Donaldson was pissed off he struck out and, took offense to whatever Perk said, and, things kind of escalated a little bit. But in that type of situation, you kind of know nothing's really going to happen because it was really just this, somebody just getting upset, probably just more pissed off that they struck out or whatever. But it wasn't that big of a deal.
Okay. The Twins are really high on Josmil Pinto as the catcher of the future. What are your impressions of him both as a hitter and a catcher here early on, and how much the two of you communicate in terms of game plan and helping the pitcher perform as well as possible?
Well, I haven't really seen much of him play. It's only been a couple weeks, so I think just the early impression is kind of, he obviously is a big, strong kid. He's got a lot of power. He works extremely hard. He's a really, really good teammate and a good person, and it's been a real treat to work with him so far in this young season. But everything's going smoothly so far.
All right. And can you tell us a little bit about the Hawaiian Punch nickname? Is that something new with the Twins this year, or is that a moniker you've had for a long time?
I don't know. They had a sign for me like that in Oakland, first coming up to the big league. So, I don't know. It's just kind of one of those funny things where, I'm not a big nickname kind of guy or things like that. But whatever, it's kind of cool, I guess.
And then finally, you've been on a playoff squad. You've been on contenders throughout your career. Can this Twins team hang in the AL Central all year?
Absolutely. I don't see why not. We've got pitching, we got defense. We got hitting, guys that can put the ball in play. We got guys that can hit the ball over the fence. We have everything we need to be a successful team. In this game, it's such a weird game. You can have all the accolades and all that stuff on paper, and you got to go out there and perform. That's the bottom line, is going out there and getting the job done. So it's a weird game. Anything can happen. We're just going out day by day, taking it, in stride, and really just focusing on the present. And we got a big matchup, this series against Toronto, and coming off a good series against Kansas City. So we're just looking to keep the momentum going.
Actually, now I think about it, I have one more question here. I mean, coming into the season, not a lot of people expected the Twins to have a really strong offensive club. Of course, it's early on, and you can't always just go off a 2-week sample size and that kind of thing. But it really seems like offensively, this is a team that's going to be able to hang. But Chris Colabello is someone that, you're a veteran major leaguer. You've seen a lot of guys come and go that are hitters. What are your thoughts on Colabello? I mean, he seems like somebody that really put up very good minor league numbers, and he just hasn't really had the chance in the majors. I mean, he certainly seems like someone who can drive in runs consistently. Yeah,
I mean, he's got a really good approach to hitting. He's a smart hitter. He's so strong. Hit the ball at any part of the ballpark, anywhere. So when you got a guy like that with power to all field and he has a good approach at the plate, they're a dangerous hitter. And, I think the more experience he gets, and obviously the pitchers are going to learn him a little bit more too, but he's going to gain more experience as a hitter too. And I think he's good enough as a hitter like that to make adjustments, and he's going to be a good hitter. I think that, people really haven't, seen him much and stuff like that, but when I think they see him, they're going to realize that, he's somebody that can really, do some damage.
All right, Kurt Suzuki, thanks for a few minutes of your time, and good luck against the Jays tonight.
All right, thank you.